Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome. Today, I'm absolutely delighted to have my wonderful friend, Dirk, and my lovely friend, Dagmara, here with me. These are the newest emigrants from Germany, right here in Eastern Hungary. This means it's also once again a clear proof that you shouldn't necessarily only emigrate to Ballermann, but there are so many other beautiful regions in Germany, and they are visiting me here in this small village right now. Yes, the tile stove is running, so there's no problem here with the warmth. But what I find totally exciting and interesting is that they still don't have a stove in their house yet, and they've only just moved in and so on, because we had very deep, very much below zero temperatures here. So it was very, very cold. And you solved that problem at your home with a petroleum stove. And you were so kind as to install it here. No, you carried this petroleum stove over here. And with just this kerosene heater, for which, as you know, you can find numerous instructions online, showing you how to construct it yourself using candles, kerosene, and similar materials, you can actually manage to heat your home solely with this device up to a comfortable 19 degrees Celsius. And that's really quite something, I would say. That's why I find this so interesting. So I'll let the two of them explain how it all works. Now, you tell us exactly. So we have a tank here.
This is where the petroleum oil goes in. It has a capacity of about 4 liters. And lasts for about 15 hours. We now have batteries. The batteries are responsible for making sure I can start it right away. Here on the little dial,
I can practically switch it on. I wanted to get it into the correct position so that I could switch it on. Then there's this push button here. When I press it, it practically ignites using the power of the batteries.
The village is catching fire now.
Yes, I see it now. Things are really getting started here. Now we're hitting 40 degrees.
You'll have to wait for just a moment.
You'll see it immediately when it starts to glow.
That's going to be absolutely fascinating, really, that with such tiny devices, you can achieve such a powerful effect.
It is said that with this piece of equipment, you'll have approximately 2 kilowatts of power.
You can use square meters.
I believe it's up to 34 square meters. We currently have 20 square meters. It's not really that sensible to use it now in enclosed boats or something like that. We have a bit of a draft in our rooms here. For us, that's not a problem.
I see it's about to start now, isn't it? Here.
Exactly. So it's getting hotter and hotter now. And you'll immediately see deep inside the metal will begin to glow.
That really is.
He already feels the
warmth.
That's
already quite apparent here.
and what's really important in this whole situation is that you ventilate from time to time, ensuring a good supply of fresh oxygen, and particularly to facilitate proper air exchange. And it's also highly recommended to acquire a CO2 detector and then place it somewhere low down in a corner.
Do you have one of those here as well?
No.
But you do have one in your own home, a CO2 detector? Yes, absolutely. Of course, that's just like with furnaces. They always say that you should have something like that.
The problem is, if you use oil that's too poor or inferior oils, suppose it causes CO2 emissions. And everyone knows that CO2 can be dangerous.
Yes, as I've already mentioned, that's the one and only truly dangerous aspect of CO2, and certainly not the so-called climate change hoax.
And we have good petroleum oil from...
And where do you actually buy that, the petroleum oil?
Well, in common use, it's sadly not available. We still need to look into how we can import it properly. It's important that it has a high purity level. Over 99%, it should have that, and you can see now it's starting to glow.
Yes, I understand that completely now. Now you can also regulate this down accordingly. You now have a small zone here with which you can practically regulate the heat. And our standard setting is practically this one here. You can also hear it. It gets quieter and quieter, and eventually you hear nothing anymore.
And this operates 24 hours a day?
Yes, 50 hours. Only 15 of those are truly active.
And then we have to fill up the tank again. So we don't have it switched on during the night. So,
Alright, so use one canister, and just to clarify, a single canister actually holds 20 liters of oil. And that amount, well, it lasts us a good week.
So you turn it on in the morning and turn it off in the evening?
Oh, I see.
That's really great. And I can already feel all the warmth coming through. So you don't have to miss out on anything.
And you can place a cooking pot right on top of it to heat something up, like for example, boiling some water, or perhaps heating up a rich fatty soup, or even a sauce, and things like that. Yes, you can certainly use it for all those purposes as well.
This is a multifunctional device.
That's really great. Yes, I can truly recommend this to absolutely everyone. Thank you for showing this to us today. And otherwise, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you again soon for the next video. Bye-bye.